Hi guys, today we are going to talk about the book Who Moved My Cheese by Spencer Johnson. So, the book begins in a gathering in Chicago when good friends are having lunch and talking about their lives. Because they were friends in school in the past and they really wanted to know what was happening in others' lives. So, Angela, Carlos, Michael, Nathan, and Jessica were talking about their changes when Michael mentioned that there was an amazing book which tells us a story about the power of change called Who Moved My Cheese? Of course, the group laughed and Carlos asked Michael, would you tell us the story? Then Michael starts. The story begins in a faraway land from here, and in that land there were four characters. Two of them were mice, named Sniff and Scurry, and the other ones were small as mice, but they acted like us, like people. Their names were Ham and Hum. For um, these four characters had the same desire, even though their differences. They really desire find their own special cheese. As I said, they were very different. The mice had good instincts, but they weren't thoughtful beings. They were just like mice just should be. The little people, one on the other hand, were thought-free beings and full of emotions, searching for a cheese with capital C, something big for their lives. One day, the mice and the little people were in a kind of maze with labyrinths and corridors, running around there to find their favorite cheese. The mice used their nose to find it, and Ham and Hall used, used search strategies using their past experiences. All of them found Cheese Station C. Everyone was enthusiastic, but the mice remained smart and still observed the cheese because they they knew what was going to happen. While the little people were blinded by happiness and comfort, uh, let me see. After that, every day the mice ran to find more cheese, and the little people weren't run anymore. They assumed the cheese would be there forever. Ham and Hal decorated their house with cheese and started to write some message like having cheese makes you happy. Like this image here. Having cheese makes you happy. So they were proud of their cheese and thought like, we really deserve this cheese. But one day the conflict came and there was no more cheese at Cheese Station C. To the mice, the solution for the problem was simple: find more cheese. To the little people, that was horrible. What? No cheese anymore? Who moved my cheese? It's not fair. So the little people decided to wait for cheese to come back, and they kept coming back to the cheese station C, while the mice were on their ways and eventually found cheese station N.
Well, guys, After a time in this situation, this horrible situation, Hal wanted to leave the station C, but Ham didn't want it because he liked the place. He said like, here is comfortable, or making a fool for himself if he ran away again and not find any cheese. So after that, after this uncertainty, they wrote again. The more important your cheese is to you, the more you want to hold on to it. So the cheese was very important to them at that time, especially for him. And he didn't want leave the place and that old station. So the situation of these little people were getting worse, and Hall decided to run again. It's maze time. It's time to come back to this maze and search again. He was afraid to not find any cheese and prove that Ham was right, afraid to starve, and especially afraid of new. So he wrote, what would you do if you were not afraid? Because being afraid limits you. If you don't change, you become extinct. So that was his conclusion about this situation. In that journey alone, without him, he was thinking about some things, like realizing then the cheese was getting old after all this time. This moment is the first time then old cheese shows up for us. Yeah? And maybe the mice knew that because they were following their instincts. So like they're all noses, right? After finally got his fear, besides, Hall started running in a new direction and realized how good he was feeling because he was feeling free and he liked that. So he wrote again. Movement in a new direction helps you find new cheese and smell the cheese often so you know when it's getting old. He wrote those things to remember to can use that ability to learn with his past. So eventually he found pieces of new cheese, so he assumed it'd be close to find a new station. At that moment, he decided to come back and show to him, but he didn't want to try because he said, "That's not my cheese. I want my old cheese." Hall disagrees and leaves again that place, that station C, to find a new cheese. And he wrote again, old beliefs do not lead you to new cheese. So if you stay with your old beliefs, you won't find new cheese. In that time, Hall concluded that he would be in a better shape and if he was changed sooner and left that station C. So that's the picture about what he wrote. And then, he finally found the new station N about after search a little bit more. And he found the mice too. He enjoyed this new cheese and realized what he learned in that time because he had this ability to learn with his past and learn a simple life with the mice. Always has a new cheese out there. But he couldn't stop to think about Ham. Has Ham ever decided to leave Station C? Just in case, he wrote on that wall some types what he learned about that time in that new running. So that's the wall, right? And he wrote, change happens. They keep moving the cheese. Anticipate change. Get ready for the cheese to move. Monitor change. Smell the cheese often so you know when it's getting old. Adapted to change quickly. The quicker you let go of old cheese, the sooner you can enjoy new cheese. Change, move with the cheese. Enjoy change, savor the adventure, and enjoy the taste of new cheese. Be ready to change quickly and enjoy it again and again. They keep moving the cheese. So move with the cheese and enjoy it. This change. Here in the um, small letters, it's right. The end, or is it a new beginning? Wow. After Thanks. After Michael finished that story, the friends they were wondering about their lives and what character they were, as what was the old cheese in their lives. This old cheese, this expression, was seen as a job, as a relationship, as a behavior, or a behavior inside the relationship between like your brother or your girlfriend, and everything that was not working in life and needs a change. So the old cheese, it's a kind of metaphor in this case. And each people who listened this story was thinking about his own cheese. And that's the end of this story, right? They learn with this example and with this metaphor. Now, it's your time to think. What about you? What character do you look like? Do you look like the mice acting by instincts? Or do you like him? You don't like changes? Or you are like how, and you at the first time you don't like too much, but when you see there is no another way, and you have to change, so you do. And for the last question, what is it in old cheese in your life? Do you want to say something more, Jessica?
No, I think you need to thinking about it and reflect about our changes life and our choices, and that is it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching and see you soon.